Welcome to this brief overview of the cybersecurity industry, as well as the first cybersecurity ETF in Canada. The Evolve Cybersecurity ETF was the top performing equity ETF in 2018 and continues to be ranked in the top 3 out of a universe of over 500 ETFs. The fund is listed on the TSX under the ticker CYBR.
I would say for cyber risk, though, I've never felt a time when I think we're doing enough.
I have the sense that I just hit on the thing that keeps you up at night.
I would say of the risks that we face, that certainly is the largest one. Cyber is a relatively new kind of a risk with nation-state actors, and it's one where the playbook is still being developed in real time.
In order to appreciate the importance of cybersecurity, it's important to take a look at the macro picture. We have 30 billion devices connected to the internet. That's almost 5 per person on the planet. From our smartphones and tablets to our watches and thermostats, we live in an increasingly connected world. While this makes our life more productive, it also makes us more susceptible to cybercrime. Cybercrime is expected to cost the global economy over $6 trillion. That's more than the GDP of countries such as Germany or Japan. And less than 40% of the companies feel they're prepared for a cyber attack. It's no wonder that it's the number one fear of every CEO or government official. Some of you will remember Equifax. They had a major attack in the fall of 2017, and 143 million records were breached. Once announced, the stock dropped 35% and is still down that much today. Why? Because once you have a breach like this, you have effectively lost shareholder and customer trust forever. Once again, every CEO's worst nightmare. This is why cybersecurity spending is non-discretionary and effectively recession-proof. Many of you will remember this, the blue screen of death. Most likely your first encounter with cybercrime. A hacker would plant a virus in your computer, and effectively you would need to rebuild your hard drive or throw it away. The problem was there was no economic model for the hacker. Today, cyber criminals are much smarter and have turned hacking into a revenue source. This is the Petya ransomware virus, where a hacker hijacks your data and demands payment to return that data. With the magnitude and sheer number of attempted breaches each day, coupled with a human capital shortage in the cybersecurity world, most large companies and governments outsource a big portion of their cybersecurity work to the companies in our portfolio. Many of these companies are providing the hardware, software, and consulting services to Fortune 500 companies and government agencies worldwide. The Evolve Cybersecurity ETF has achieved phenomenal performance since it was launched in September of 2017. In fact, it was the top performing equity ETF in Canada for 2018, and that's out of a universe of over 500 ETFs. The fund is available in both currency hedged and unhedged versions, and since launch a year and a half ago is up over 39% and 52% respectively. The fund can also serve as an excellent diversifier within portfolios, especially when you compare it to other technology exposure, as the companies in this fund are not creating smartphones or online shopping applications. They're providing the essential services to protect our largest companies and governments. The fund has its largest weighting in the United States. The average market cap is about $5 billion and a fairly concentrated portfolio of just under 40 positions. As mentioned, we have unhedged and hedged versions available from a currency perspective. The management fee is 0.4% with an MER of 0.55%, and the index is rebalanced on a quarterly basis. Evolve is one of Canada's fastest growing ETF providers focused on actively managed ETFs as well as thematic index-based ETFs that surround topics that are relevant in your daily lives, and most importantly have a solid long-term investment thesis, such as cybersecurity, innovation, as well as the future of the automobile. It's resulted in a number of performance accolades for Evolve that you'll see at the top of this slide. Thank you for taking the time for this brief webinar on the Evolve Cybersecurity ETF. If you're interested in this fund or any of our other ETFs, please contact your financial advisor or visit our website at evolveetfs.com.